Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well today. My name is Makeda and welcome to my YouTube page, Makeda Travels. Some of you may have been following me for a while, some of you may be new to me. Just a little background on who I am. I am a native New Yorker, born and raised in Harlem. I currently live in Chicago. I work as an exercise physiologist, a trainer, a nutritionist, a holistic nutritionist, and I am a serious student of dances of the African diaspora, Afro-Indigenous dances and culture, traditional ways, traditional foods, and I travel a lot. I travel a lot in the U.S. and abroad, and with my traveling, there's many different reasons why I travel. Sometimes I travel to go to a conference. It could be to visit friends and family, or it could be because I'm interested in something in that culture, whether it be the food, I'm looking at food quality or something culturally. And no matter where I go, I'm always paying attention to access to a healthy lifestyle and access to good quality food and how people live their lives. So it's something that I always do no matter what, especially because I myself am very picky about what I eat, and I'm always looking for good quality food. And as a holistic nutritionist, I'm very much aware of the trickery of the food industry. So I hear a lot of people say that, all the food in the US is garbage, and they think that that's not the case everywhere else, but it is the case more than you think. And so this is something that I do videos a lot about as well. And so you can find more of my health and holistic health videos on my YouTube page, The Body Scientist 81, okay? So that's where I post a lot of that. And then a lot of cultural videos around culture and sexuality and stuff like that is on my other YouTube page, The Renaissance Amazon, okay? But this page, I really intend on just doing videos about traveling, things that you should know, things that I might have come in contact with in different countries or cities, or I'm also going to be doing videos about different American cities and towns, because there are people who may be watching these videos who are from another country, who want to come to the United States, and they're wondering where should they go and how cities are different. I see a lot of people doing YouTube travel videos, and they have been helpful to me, particularly when traveling to other countries. I've done a lot of research on YouTube and listened to different people's perspectives. However, I've also heard a lot of perspectives that I feel like are highly flawed and tainted, and I hear a lot of people in videos speaking about things from observation, but I can tell they really don't know what they're looking at. They really haven't read books, or they really don't understand the history of the place and the context of the place that they're at. So for example, I'm a black female, okay? An Afro-Indigenous, maroon black woman, okay? American. I know that, when I go places, I think about, what is it like to be a black person in this place? What is it like to be a woman in this place, right? I also know that people will treat black Americans differently than they will treat Africans sometimes, or black people from their own country, okay? So you can be an Afro-American who goes to Dominican Republic or Spain and say, oh, I had a great time, and I didn't see any racism. But let you be an African in Spain, or let you be a black Dominican or a black Haitian in DR, and see if they still treat you that way. Okay, so I hear a lot of black Americans making travel videos, who travel abroad, who consistently say things like, the US is so racist, I'm leaving the US because it's so racist and we're getting killed by the police. And I would like to know, what country doesn't have a problem with police brutality, okay? And if we look at black nations, some of the worst cases of police brutality are in black nations, i.e. Nigeria, Jamaica. And this is black police dealing with black people in black countries. Police brutality, this is something I've done videos on in the past. It's a worldwide issue. Another thing about me, I also come from, my father was heavily involved in the civil rights movement. My mother's a labor organizer. So I grew up around organizing. I'm very much into history, okay? And I think a lot of people are very confused, okay? There was a YouTube video I was watching from a woman who was talking about the 10 places, the most racist places to go as a black person. and where you shouldn't go if you're a black person. Number one on that list was the United States, and she was American, and she was saying, yeah, I'm embarrassed to say I'm American sometimes, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is that I've heard that. But why should a black American be ashamed to be American if a black Dominican, like Amado La Negra, can shout out Dominican Republic and put up a DR flag, or black Puerto Ricans who are proud to be Puerto Rican, when the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico and Latin American countries, period, have serious race problems. That's a lot worse than the United States. In the United States, you will see black people in positions of power. In the United States, you will see black people on billboards. In the United States, we had a civil rights movement. Okay, a lot of these Spanish-speaking countries, even like in Brazil never had a civil rights movement. And anybody who tries to speak up for Afro-Indigenous people in Brazil ends up getting murdered before they make any progress. They never had that. So as a black American, you might look at the fact that African culture is so alive in Brazil, and you might think, oh, this is a great place for black people, but it's not. Black people are on the bottom in Brazil, and they don't rise up. In the US, I feel like black Americans have a lot to be proud of, especially somebody like myself, who comes from a family of fighters, who have fought to make progress in this country, and more work needs to be done. But more work needs to be done everywhere. So I feel like, or if a Jamaican can be proud to be Jamaican, when Jamaica has horrible color problems, it's also worse than the United States. Their color problems, this is black people doing this to each other. And their color problems are so bad that Jamaica has a skin bleaching problem, okay? And they will say, you can go on YouTube, you'll see tons of people saying that they bleach their skin because that's what they have to do to get a job. I know a dark-skinned Jamaican man who's from Ocho Rios, and he had to leave Jamaica because he wanted to be a pilot, and they told him he was too dark. Okay, he was too dark to be a pilot in Jamaica, and so he had to come here. And I know other dark-skinned Jamaicans that have been kicked out of clubs because they were too dark. Okay, there's a serious caste system with the color, but if a Jamaican can be proud to be Jamaican, and the police are very brutal and corrupt in Jamaica, the homophobia, there's a lot of things, okay? A lot of things, but they're still proud to be Jamaican. There are people who leave their country and they come to America, they flee their country, and then they have whole parades, okay? They have whole parades of, I'm from this country. When Americans leave the US, they usually leave the US talking shit about the US, looking down on the US, not being proud about anything about being from the US. And they definitely aren't having an American parade in another country when they decided to leave. But other countries do that in the US. So with all that being said, if those people have pride in where they're from, there's no way that I'm not gonna have pride in being American. Now, yes, America has its flaws, and America has done fucked up things to people. I know this, especially as an Afro-Indigenous person, because they've done it to us. We know firsthand. But I also know that, tell me a country that doesn't have blood in their hands. Tell me a country that doesn't have a race problem. The thing with the US is that we addressed it. There are a lot of blacks in Latin America and in Europe that try to say, oh, we don't have a color problem. We don't have that problem. Yes, you do. That problem exists all throughout Latin America. It's well documented. There's not many people talk about it. And this problem definitely exists in Europe, okay? And really, their attention a lot of times is towards Africans and not black Americans. So you can't just go places and think that you are doing that kind of research of what it's like to be black someplace when you're also American. And people know that, and they treat you differently when they know that you're American, okay? So I want to say that what I want to bring to the videos that I'm doing is context, okay? Context, historical context, putting things into context, because a lot of people don't know how to put things into context. They're doing shitty research, and they are promoting ideas that are half-truths and actually propaganda, okay? Now, as somebody who travels, I don't think that the U.S. is one of the worst places to come to as a black person. Why would it be? Black culture defines the United States. There's so many amazing places in the United States with amazing black culture, i.e. New Orleans, Harlem, Brooklyn, Oakland, you could say Chicago, DC, Baltimore. I mean, you get different things. Like, black culture is so varied in different parts of the country. The foods that we eat. Like right now, I'm in Mexico City. I love Mexico a lot more than I ever could have imagined. I plan on coming back many times. But just like the US, you can't judge Mexico from going to 2 or 3 places. It's very different all over the country. And Mexico's huge, but the US is even huger. And the US is very different in different parts of the country. And I've been to many parts of the country many times, but there's also many parts of the country I have not been to. And so in these YouTube videos, I'm going to share the things that I know about many cities that I've spent a lot of time in the past and in the future, okay? And I will talk about a variety of topics, you know, maybe things that you need to know, you know, things you need to consider, you know, how safe I felt, you know, just different, all those types of things. And you all can feel free to ask questions on my YouTube videos, and I will try to also get to them and maybe do videos off of that and see where this goes. I've kind of been on the fence about, also my YouTube video, my travel videos are not going to be a lot of videos of me walking around doing videos of stuff. I think there's enough people who do that. And I think that you get treated differently when you do that. You definitely look like an outsider. It's hard to be completely present and walking around recording everything. Not saying that I don't take pictures sometimes, but I try to keep it to a minimum because you can't fully be present and do that. So, you know, I'm present in my observations. I'm doing research and putting things into context, and will always report to you what it is that I've observed. And if you understand the bigger spectrum of who I am and what I'm about, which you can if you look at my other YouTube pages, you can also see where I'm coming from, okay? And so, yeah, so I just wanted to do this intro to this page because I'm just starting it up again. I started like maybe a year or two ago when I was in Colombia, and I'm so busy with so many things, I've kind of let it, you know, I haven't given it any attention, but I'm back to give it attention. And I'm also going to post videos that I've done in the past that's posted on my other YouTube channels. I will repost some of them here on this YouTube page just so they can also be here in this one place. Okay, and so yeah, so I'm leaving that here with that right now. Just wanted to give a background on who I am, what you can expect from my travel videos, and I look forward to talking to you guys moving forward. Okay, so if you like this, please like it, please share it, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, check out my other YouTube pages, my IG pages, and we will talk soon. Bye, people.